Greetings, kids. Well, there's been a turbulent week, as you know. The elections coming up, the European and over here elections. And firstly, you probably read in an English newspaper, or it might be reported over in America, that most MPs over here are claiming expenses for things that they do not. You know, when you get paid for a job, you get paid and you have to buy everything from that paycheck. Your house, food, pay gardening, whatever, TV, you buy all your stuff. Well, these ministers haven't. MPs, they haven't. They stole the taxpayers' money to fund their expenses from renting and buying 3 houses and claiming rebate of tax off them, this has nothing to do with, you know, their expenses, what they're that they accused of, but this has nothing to do with their work. So they're saying they claimed expenses on this guy's, this MP's expenses on his front and back gardens, which cost 22 grand, £1,000, 22k. Don't know why it's called K anyway. And it has nothing to do with expenses at all. The garden is you work on it. It shouldn't come out of public money. To get this, a bath plug costs 29p. Come out of the taxpayer's pocket. Anyway, I can tell you one thing: every MP, every person in government, every body in power, steal the money for their own expenses. Everyone, even the one singlest person that's in the. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. And even the one singlest person in the House of Commons, places in government, that says, oh, you know, they're claiming expenses. Not everyone's corrupt in the Houses of Parliament. No, there's a few good ones that don't claim expenses. They all do, and they lie about it. Anyway, the latest one is this Hazel Liers resigning, and what made it worse was after, before she was resigning, when she went to meet Gordon Brown, the photographer, as you know, photographers, snapped a picture of her, and they zoomed up on this brooch she was wearing, and the brooch had a ship on it, and it says "rocking the boat." And what creeps me out about her, she's smiling all the time, this forced smile on her face. Every single fucking time she's smiling. Even when she was accused, she always smiles. Anyway, she's fucking guilty. They're all guilty. Even David Cameron, you know, he's supposed to be this truth teller about the government and tell us how it is. You could bet he's fucking claiming expenses too. Anyway, so we have an elections tomorrow, and 4 of the MPs resigned. So they want Brown to go as well. You know, Gordon Brown, our Prime Minister, to go because he's crap. Right, and in other news, you've probably heard this. Barack Obama, he is in talks with the Middle East. This peace, you know, these 2 countries at war or regions in war. I don't follow this I know the gist of it, but I don't follow it in detail. Anyway, I think Israel and Pakistan, yeah, I think it's them two, are fighting each other, you know, are at war. So Barack Obama has decided to intervene. Hidden agenda here, like with all the government in America. He went there to intervene, to open a dialogue, you know, to get them in peace, to make them, you know, talk again and have peace there. The undertow is he's not interested in peace at all. No Americans are. He's just interested in making peace over there because the two regions are heavily concentrations of oil, and if they start bombing each other, there's a risk of all this oil going up in smoke. So don't buy into this crap that Barack Obama's got a heart or the government's got a heart. They're only interested in one thing: oil. That's why they invaded Iraq and is it Iraq or Iraq? Yeah, I think it's Iraq. Anyway, they invade these countries and they say it's for your safety, but in reality it's just for oil. They don't care. They killed millions and millions coming out and made up a story that Saddam Hussein or Bin Laden? Anyway, he's building weapons of mass destruction. There are no signs whatsoever. It's all to do with oil. The American government invade countries that have the highest concentrations of oil, or enough oil to supply the Americans. So the government has never got a heart. The American government have never got a heart. They lie to the public saying, oh, they care, it's for your protection, having martial law and all this. Well, they giving you curfews so they can go out on the street and do what they want. I mean, in some states have got curfews you're supposed to be in, and they're moving bombs and viruses and whatever through the streets, so no one's out on the streets and no one will intervene and say, oi, what are you doing, or whatever. So the government doesn't give a shit about the public. The government is in it for themselves, and everything you hear on TV, for your safety, or we got a heart, or we intervene to bring in peace. Not. They only want fucking oil. MPs are shit.